All right, mate. Yeah, so Gal, the issue we have here at the moment, like Gal has a bearish monthly engulfing candle. Now, if it's going to moon, if it's going to go up, it needs to create, a failed move and create a green candle back up. This is saying that this wants to go lower, and this probably should go lower in theory, because it's a bearish monthly engulfing candle. It is up 3% today, and we have 6 days left. So if we get a decent bounce into the end of the month over the next 6 days, well, it might change things and this might look better. If we bounce halfway up there, well, then all of a sudden this monthly candle doesn't look so bad. So with that in mind, let's look here. So in 3 days' time, we have a new 2-week candle. That in theory is the safe way to trade it. If this is going to recover, it's probably going to recover on a new 2-week, kind of implying, even if we do have a small bounce here, this is still going to finish red. This is unlikely to bounce right up. I mean, I don't think so. Down here was slightly different. We were into a double bottom down here, and forming this sort of pattern, this bottoming pattern. This is more of a drop off. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this can't bounce a bit. This could bounce a bit more before the end of this 2-week candle in 3 days' time. But overall, the safe way to trade it, like it's a knife catch if you buy here. What was I going to say now? I just want to measure this first to see what we're doing here. Not getting a good reading there, I don't think. Yeah, look at this. So somewhere there, it is 7% drop. Yeah, interesting. So anyway, let's look at this here. So SHIB reminds me, Gal reminds me of SHIB before it mooned. The interesting thing is, look at the white 100 moving average, right? As this white 100 moving average curls down and curls around, when you finally do break that, of course there was wicks down and stop hunt at the lows. If we got a flush down, it'd be great. But the flush down, the pop up. But when price actually broke the white 100 moving average, that was all she wrote for SHIB. I remember it down here. I remember calling a moon on this, but I never expected SHIB would go this far. I remember putting a measured move of this pattern here and measuring breakouts and saying this can break out and run, but I never expected it to do what it did and run to all-time highs. But what I'm saying is, this white 100, if you start to get back above the white 100 like this, like see this rounding pattern, they're extremely powerful. Now we are more here on Gal right here. So if there's a flush down next month and next week in the next 2-week candle, there's a very good chance that can be a buy, because Gal would flush down here, stop hunt the all-time lows. Now I'm gonna just change this here to load the boat. Well, that'll remind me to be looking at this carefully. If we stop hunt these all-time lows on Gal, that might be an amazing buying opportunity that we need to keep an eye on. Because you can see here, it stop hunts the all-time, you can't see it there, the all-time lows. It stop hunts the all-time lows, and then continues to consolidate in the range. And once it breaks out of here, that's moon time and that's go time. So definitely need to be on guard. Now I know it is a bearish monthly engulfing, but we just need to see how this develops. Quite often there's many examples of coins that create a sort of pattern or a bottoming pattern, but when you get above the white 100, that's a real serious time to be watching and paying attention. So it is going to be interesting. I don't think it's going to moon this week. I think the safe way to trade it is probably a new 2-week candle, and if we do stop hunt here, I've added load the boat, and I advise putting an alarm at all-time lows just in case we get one more flush. But if we do get that flush, we definitely need to be watching that. It's still red on the 2-week, and as we talked about, it's red on the month, right? So no big moves this month, but on a new month and a new 2-week, it's going to be very interesting. I think it's okay to wait. I think, did you ask about buying it right now? Worth starting small. I mean, it's down 90%. So, you know, is it worth starting small? It's worth starting small, but you need to be willing to average down. But even better than that, it might be better to trade a new 2-week candle. And if we flip green, you can get long. And if it stays green, well, you can hold it. I know you may be looking to accumulate, and if you're willing to accumulate it, that's okay. I mean, you definitely could. It's down 90%. Let's measure that again. Okay, so at the current time, it's down 84%. Okay. Now SHIB did get one flush lower down before it moved up. Is this going to drop as well, like SHIB did? You know, time will tell. Now, I do think the stock market is going lower. And you know, I do expect that to drag crypto down as well, but I think we can be strong going into the merge, and we also have the Fed meeting tomorrow, so we really don't know what that's going to bring either. So you know, the safe way to do it would be to try and trade the new 2-week candle. If you're willing to be buying, holding and averaging down, you know, you can start very small, a very small position, and be prepared to add lower. Then they can be trading a new monthly candle. If that flips green, then we can look to get long and try and ride that green wave higher. If it is red, then we're probably best to sit out or look for shorts, and then accumulate if this does flush down to new lows.